Hello and welcome to the Bible for Everyone. It's great that you can join us this morning as we begin to read through the next section of Matthew's Gospel. We're in chapter 23, and so we're going to be reading through Matthew 23 and seeing what God might be showing us through those verses. Chapter 23 is an amazing, strange, challenging chapter because Jesus says things that we never usually think about Jesus saying. Jesus is very critical of people in this chapter. Jesus is very challenging towards people in a real upfront, in their face way. He calls people names that you would never expect Jesus to call them. Jesus is angry when we read chapter 23. He's angry at the hypocrisy of the teachers of the law, the hypocrisy of the Pharisees. He criticizes, he calls names, he calls them out on all kinds of different things to do with what they're doing. And the question I always have when I read Matthew chapter 23 is, if I had Jesus stood in front of me, what things about me might Jesus challenge? What things about me might Jesus question? What things about me might Jesus point the finger and say, you're being a hypocrite there, aren't you? Would it be the same sorts of things? Would it be that I'm like a whitewashed tomb? That I'm fine on the outside and everything looks good on the outside and presentable on the outside, but actually the inside is full of uncleanness. The inside is full of things that if anyone else saw them, they would be shocked and horrified. Is it that idea of doing religious acts? Doing the right religious things, singing the right songs, doing the right prayers, but then neglecting what Jesus says are the more important matters, things like justice and mercy and faithfulness. Whenever I read through Matthew 23, it's always a challenge because I have to sit and I have to be honest with myself and I have to be honest with God. What hypocrisy is there in my life that Jesus would call out if he stood in front of me now? As you read through chapter 23, see the hypocrisy that he calls out from the religious people of his day. But then think, what things might I be doing or not doing that Jesus might call out? What hypocrisy in my life is there that I need to deal with so that I can come back to him and that I can spend my time reflecting him and his love properly to people without hypocrisy? Be challenged by Matthew 23, because I always am. Grace and peace, everyone.